What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Engadget Podcast live stream. I'm Senior Editor Devindra Hardwar. Today, I'm joined with Sherlyn Lowe. What's up, Sherlyn?
Everything is up.
Everything's up. Sam Rutherford.
Hey, how's it going? As well. Yeah, it's time to talk all things Google, huh?
All things Google. And podcast producer Ben Ellman. Hey, Ben.
Hi.
Hi.
Sherlyn, you brought your mic to the office?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, we have a cool office shot of Sherlyn this afternoon. We are going to be talking about
shop.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about all the stuff Google announced at their Pixel 7 event. You could go check that news right now at Engadget.com, but both Sam and Sherlyn were there, so we're going to be diving into that. Hello to everybody in the chat room. We're just going to be quick because we are tight on time today. But hello, Buddy 3i5 Love. Hello,
Kenneth
Ali.
Holland.
Hello.
Yes. Carlos Okuti said good afternoon. Good afternoon to you too. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah.
I think we're going to dive right in, right?
We're going to go right in. Sorry for being late today, folks, but yeah, we wanted to take time for this Google event, and it was right at our normal recording time. So we're going to do the audio show. Ben will keep an eye out for chats and comments from the chat room. I don't know if we'll have time for Q&A, but we'll see.
Yeah, we got to admit that we might not have as much time for Q&A because we've got other stuff from the Google event to process, and
we've just got so much stuff. Let's go.
Okay, yeah. So last thing that we need to do is we still need to sync. So chat, if you want to clap along with us, you absolutely can. So I'm going to count down from 3. At the end of 3, we're going to do the sync. Then we're going to do just a little bit of silence, and we'll get straight into the interview, or the interview, the episode. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'll tell you when the silence is over. Okay, silence over. Let's get to it.
Cool. Okay, we're just going to go straight into it. Strap in, folks, for another episode.
Breakneck speed, y'all. Breakneck
speed. What's up, Internet, and welcome back to the Engadget Podcast. I'm Senior Editor Devindra Hardwar.
I'm Deputy Editor Sherlyn Lowe.
Today, we have a special episode all about Google and Google's Pixel 7 event. We are recording just a couple hours after this event ended in New York, and Sherlyn was there. We have some other folks there that we will be introducing soon. But as always, folks, if you're enjoying the show, please be sure to subscribe to us on iTunes or your podcatcher of choice. Leave us a review on iTunes. Drop us an email at podcast@engadget.com. And you can join us Thursdays, typically around 10 a.m. Eastern on our YouTube channel for the live stream of the show. We will show off products and have all sorts of fun. But let's dive right into all this Google stuff. And joining us, special guest, Sam Rutherford. Hey, Sam, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. I hope you guys are okay because you're both recovering from this event, from covering it live, from doing a live blog. We're back to doing those, and also getting some hands-on time with these devices. So, you guys are the experts in the Google stuff here. So what is interesting you from everything Google announced today?
Let's just do a quick high-level recap.
Yeah.
Today was the Pixel 7 or the Made by Google event. It was for Google to show off all its Pixel portfolio of devices. We've known forever that it was the Pixel 7, the Pixel 7 Pro, and the Pixel Watch. And at Google I/O, the company also teased the Pixel tablet, right? I wasn't so much I had to stop acting like I'm trying to get an Emmy here. I knew that we would learn more about the Pixel tablet at this event because
they've been teasing it for a while. This is not a big secret, Google. Come on.
It's not a secret. This is public knowledge, but I had to pretend like I didn't know the Pixel tablet would be discussed on stage today, because even though I had the briefing today, right? But the stuff that we knew was coming for sure was the phones and the watch. And then we did get a bit of a tease of the tablet that is coming in 2023. I personally am super intrigued by the watch, but I want to hear what Sam was most excited by.
Yeah, I think you're 100% correct. I think a lot of people have just been waiting for the Pixel Watch because it feels like that last piece of the Pixel ecosystem, because we got watches, they've done tablets before, they're doing tablets again, and they really need something to complete that idea of ambient computing, which is kind of what that Pixel Watch is. But obviously there's also the Pixel 7 and the Pixel 7 Pro, which is kind of the heart of the ecosystem, because it has the new Tensor G2 chip.
Yep. And that G2 chip is also in the tablet, by the way.
That's surprising to me. Let's take a quick pause here. Sam, can you double check your mic?
What about it?
Just make sure it's set
right
to your right input, because it sounds like it may be a headset mic.
I don't have a headset plugged in.
Okay. Or a computer mic.
It's a desktop. There's no computer mic.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, your sound quality sounds like it's some kind of other mic input.
What is Zoom show, real quick?
Zoom.
Yep.
Zoom.
That is what. Yep.
Zoom. So Zoom. Okay, my Audacity is the correct. Zoom is was wrong. Okay.
There you go. Sorry. Years of podcasting, Sam. I'm like, that's a webcam.
No. That's
a
microphone.
Webcam.
It's the Yeti microphone.
Okay, cool. All right. It may just be a little far from me right now, so it's okay.
Okay. So I will move up a little bit.
Yep, that would help. Okay.
That actually sounds better already.
That sounds
okay.
Good.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
No worries.
I will pick up right from the G2 chip. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and that G2 chip is something that I wrote up for us at the site. You guys kind of did the bulk of the work, and I just sat back and looked at some chip specs because that's kind of what I'm doing right now. But the G2 chip, it is worth talking about a bit because Sherlyn, last year, you did a huge profile on, the Tensor chip. And that was Google's first custom system on a chip design, similar to what Apple does with its A-series chips on iPhones. Before, Google was just like putting in Snapdragon chips, right? Or like very, very much off-the-shelf parts. The Tensor was its first time making its own thing. We really liked it in the Pixel 6. What is exciting about it now in the Pixel 7?
Honestly, we didn't learn that much. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sam. We didn't learn that much about what makes a G2 different, other than it now has a dedicated TPU, which I'm like, didn't it have TPUs?
Exactly.
Exactly. So I'm like, wait, nothing really has. They've upgraded the TPU, maybe.
Let me just tell you quickly from what I saw in the specs. This is an 8-core chip. 2 big cores, 2 medium cores, 4 little cores, 4 small cores. The middle core, the big cores are 5 megahertz faster.
A whole 5 megahertz. You
said. The middle cores are 10 megahertz faster, or it may be flipped around, but like very little, very like a hair faster.
I was hyped for a second when you said 5 megahertz because I thought you said 5 gigahertz.
I said 5.
No, you said megahertz. Mega.
The only difference, and they're also using the same ARM Cortex cores as last year, except the mid core, the medium core is now at A78 instead of A76. We don't know what that means. These are just different numbers, but essentially it does look like this chip is pretty much what Google did last year. The TPU chip you're talking about, Sherlyn, that deals with like AI processing, which we may talk about with some of these new features, but basically it seems like Google didn't really touch this hardware very much. They're just kind of building on last year's design, right?
Not on the G2. And I don't know if, Sam, you have anything to chime in here because you've also been a Pixel 6 Pro user, but I found that over long term, the Tensor chip, whatever it is, whether it's the software of the Pixel 6 Pro or whether it's just running out of RAM or whatever, it just seems to struggle and chug a little bit over time. And it runs hot a lot. I felt like that was a Tensor problem, but I don't know if, Sam, if I'm like,
I haven't run into like the kind of sluggishness that you're talking about quite as much. There is some like heat concerns, and I think with the Tensor G2, it's really like this is Google's like continuing expansion of like, let's try to find all the things we can use machine learning and AI like processing to apply to software features. And so it's kind of unknown of like how much better more increased Tensor performance we're getting, but there are some features that are leveraging that kind of performance to unlock features on the phone. So for example, they made a big deal about the 5x telephoto zoom on the Pro, the 7 Pro. And so, they're kind of redesigning how the zoom system works. So not only is it using multi-frame composition from both the main sensor and the telephoto sensor, it's also, incorporating super res zoom into that. And this is another one of those things that kind of seems like, we needed a little bit more, machine learning performance than we could get from, say, an off-the-shelf Snapdragon or like even an Exynos chip.
I was going to say that this seems to be the focus of this year's phone releases, right? Like you've got Google talking about how Tensor G2 enables all these different experiences that seem to be just software, but actually seem like now they might need to rely on hardware, similar to the iPhone 14 Pro, where the A16 Bionic is like tied to the AOD because it's got like a dedicated low power display part. And there's the dynamic island that's also tapping something in the A16 Bionic. So it's a theme this year, but I think Google, when it introduced Tensor, was like the first company to really tie its features like AI, like all this voice recognition stuff, to the fact that its chip has an AI like a component, like a TPU.
Right. Sorry, I was gonna say, I kind of touch on this in my hands-on, is that because the software is so integrated into the way the Tensor chip works, it's kind of hard to tell, especially in a short time. We only had half an hour, 45 minutes with the devices to like really see how deep that performance can go. And so and the other thing I think is important to think about or remember is that the Tensor chip like unlocks a lot of on-device local machine learning performance, and so you don't have to ping the cloud.
Right.
And so this kind of plays into like for example, the Pixel Recorder app. One of the new features this year is that they're going to be able to do automatic speaker tabs, which I know for as a journalist, like that is so useful for recording conversations. And then, but once again, it's all happening on the device, and they were very clear about it last year with the Tensor, the first gen Tensor, that they need that on-device performance in order to enable more accurate language processing. And so the ability to do different speaker tags seems like that's kind of playing into the capabilities that the Tensor G2 provides.
I think at a broad level, like let's look high level here. Like how does the Pixel 7 compare to the iPhone 14 and 14 Pro? We are really seeing like how these companies just think differently, right? Like Google has always been about think different. But Google has always been about computational photography. They were trying to get a lot done with one little lens for several years. Now they have multiple lenses, but Google is leaning more on what its AI can do and what like it can do with software. Whereas I feel like Apple has had some of that, but Apple is more about, we're going to get the best lenses we can get. We're going to cram them all in there. And I feel like Apple leans more on the hardware side, and they're slowly trying to get into the AI side of things, because they do have AI processing in the A series chips. It's a thing, but not as much as Google. That's always been like Google's focus. Yeah,
totally. No, Google's always had the lead in the software and processing side of things, and that's how it's been able to beef up a lot of its photography stuff. And Apple has rightly copied a lot of that. Sure. And to that point, how many pot shots did Google take at Apple today? How many? During this event, it was like RCS, computational photography was a term that we coined. Nobody talked about before.
The car crash detection, they called that out.
Car crash detection, we were the first 3 years ago.
I have to say, Google, you have no high horse here. Just last week, which I had to plug into our podcast, you shut down Stadia, the thing where you walked on stage and we're like, we're gonna change the entire video game market with Stadia.
But
I can't trust you, Google. Yeah.
Okay, but don't even start with that. Start from the fact that right in the same keynote where it's shitting on Apple for doing all those things, Google is like, by the way, face unlock, hey, and then by the way, cinematic video, hey, like, come on. It's really funny. I also think just on a technical level, for all of you watching the Google stream from home, a lot of us on staff were just annoyed about simple production things. I think the microphone sounded weird. The cameras were always out of focus. It was like a high school production of a play at times. I'm like, Google, you can do better than this. I want to say that having now attended both the Apple and Google keynotes very recently, that I appreciate that Google didn't just make us all fly out and watch a pre-recorded video from start to end. Google actually had speakers on stage.
They had an event, and they had it in New York, whereas Apple will make you go to their home base, right?
Which I almost feel like would have been better if Google had made us do it on its own turf in Mountain View, because a lot of logistical challenges made this experience a whole nightmare for me, which we can get into later on.
I mean, not even it's not like Google doesn't have offices in New York. Like, there are they bought an entire
Google owns a block.
And they could have done it there. I think that they were trying to support the local. We were at National Sawdust. It was like a kind of an art venue, and they have musical performances there. And so I think they wanted to tie into the message. But I think from a logistical standpoint, you guys are correct. It's like it would have been nice to you have multiple buildings over in Chelsea. Like, we could have done it there.
Do it on the High Line. Take over just the corner of the High Line and do it right there. Think about the logistics of that. Yeah,
exactly. Think about the traffic, right? Like, just the traffic getting into Brooklyn this time around was tricky already.
You would look cool though. It would look cooler than Apple's event.
I had a lot of angry messages from Shirley in the morning. It's like, we're not moving.
That was Brian. That was
you too. You were like, oh, traffic's terrible.
Let's move on to some of the actual devices, because we've been talking about Tensor G2. Not that big of a change. It is a big lean on AI processing and stuff, but the Pixel 7, the Pixel 7 Pro, I have thoughts about these designs, because not much has changed since last year, but you guys have felt these.
I want to hear this, because I know there's some very hard takes on this. So let me ask you: is it the camera bar that you guys have issues
I like
with?
it. I like it all.
Okay.
My thing is for the phone nerds out there. This is HTC. This is like if HTC was still its own company and making their own little like their own HTC One type of phones. The real Android nerds know that HTC was the one that kind of like reshaped the entire Android phone market.
The HTC,
Google bought,
you're 100% correct. The HTC One M7 was the phone that got me to switch away from my iPhone to Android.
It was a better looking unibody type phone. But anyway, Google bought HTC, their phone division, like several years ago. And I feel like we're seeing the fruits of that now. Like we're seeing that slightly more. This is a really interesting design. This is like very subtle, little bits of color. We saw it last year, but I just feel like overall, you look at the phones, you look at the watch. I think the watch is beautiful. And even you actually agree with that, Sherlyn, according to your hands-on.
I've been kind of championing this since I saw it in person for the first time, which now that it's fully announced, I think I can tell y'all that I've seen it out in the wild before it even was announced, just because I've been having top secret meetings with execs who forgot to take it off their wrists before they met me. They would like walk into a meeting and be like, oops, I guess.
I mean, it's so seamless. They forget to take it off.
Exactly. Well, yeah, it feels like nothing. Yeah. But no, I am very enamored with the watch, but I don't know if we're getting into that. Yeah, I will say I challenge both of you on the phone design. I straight up told Google to their face when we were being briefed, and Sam was there and he will confirm this. I straight was like, I don't know, I don't like this. I was like, I don't really like your camera bar. And they were like, oh, cool. I said, cool, I like your colors.
We'll take that into consideration, Trillin.
Yeah. I see. I like the camera bar. It kind of looks like a visor. For any gamers out there, I think it kind of the 7, the standard 7 especially, it looks like that like an Among Us character. But I think it also kind of has like a little Mandalorian vibe. I think it has a little bit of personality. Also, it sits pretty much flat on a table. There's no wobble like an iPhone, which is like I agree. It means a little bit to me. But to your point, I think it's the same design we've seen before. Yep. It's refreshed. It's a little slicker. I do like that the frame of the phone is attached seamlessly to that camera bar. And so you get a little bit of added durability. And so it feels like, a more of like a considered thing, not a huge departure from last year's device.
Yeah. Definitely not a huge departure. But it feels like, to your point, Sam, the bar, the first time I touched the Pixel 7 Pro on my own outside of a test environment, it was like, oh, yeah, the bar's not as obvious as before, not as annoying. And I do appreciate that it's symmetrical and lays flat on a table. Yeah.
I just have to say, design-wise, these phones just look unique. They look different, right? Sure. If you're walking down the street and you see somebody just like tapping away at their phone, take one look, like boom, Pixel phone. And that is an accomplishment. Like that is something Google has not managed to achieve until the Pixel 6 last year. But it's a design feat because there are so many smartphones out there. It's so hard to like differentiate. And I think that alone is interesting.
Sure. But I really
we got the hater
Pixel
coming 3. In. Come on.
Oh, wow.
I love the Pixel 3. The Pixel 3. Do you remember not pink Pixel 3? The almost pink Pixel 3?
It's perfectly fine.
It was beautiful. And that reminds me of the Pixel tablet a little bit, which we can get into later. But no, okay. Well, so go on.
My thing is like, Pixel 3, cool. Once in a while, Google had like a nice little inspiration for a cool design. Right. But what is cool about the family now is like Pixel 7, Pixel 7 Pro, the watch, even the tablet. And I am an Android tablet hater. Even the tablet looks cool. And there is like a cohesion to this overall design. And it's kind of beautiful. It reminds me, we bring this up a lot, but the Spike Jonze movie, Her, where technology was a little organic and a little subdued and not like filled with metal and a lot of boxes. It's very more like something you live with and very subtle. I kind of appreciate that. That is a nice move. Yeah.
Can we talk about the best thing about the Pixel 7 though? That the freaking starting price is $599. I mean, come on. Yep. It's like half the starting price of an iPhone, basically. It's ridiculous. It's a lot of top-notch features for very much a fraction of the price. I mean, okay, maybe you don't get 3 cameras on the Pixel 7. So $600 is, I guess, comparable to maybe the iPhone mini when it was around. But no, even the iPhone 14 base model starts at $799.
Yeah, right. Good pricing. Yeah.
And if you look at the 7 Pro, that starts at $899. That's the same price as the iPhone 14 Plus. The iPhone 14 Pro Max, that starts at $1,100. So there's a $200 gap between the Pixel 7 Pro and the iPhone 14 Pro Max in order if you want that, telephoto, those extra lenses.
And you get a 120 hertz screen on the Pro at least, right? I don't know. I don't remember if you get it on the base 7. But you
definitely don't. You definitely
It's
don't.
90 hertz on the base.
At least 90. At least 90 for $599. I don't want to keep.
Pretty great.
Yeah, so good
aggressive,
job.
like nice aggressive design from Apple or from Google, and also aggressive pricing. And I think that's kind of huge. I see one question from the chat. Dude named Charlie asked, should I ditch my 13 mini for the new Pixel? I mean, that's a phone from last year, so I would say hold on to that for another year. But it's a big choice too. These are compelling phones. So yeah.
It's a big decision to make when you're switching OSs too. So I there's more to weigh than just like what are the spec list features.
What will happen to all your iMessage chats? Broken forever. Are you ready? All your friends will never forgive you. Yeah.
Yeah. Separate from your family. But anyway, back to like Google's products, right? Like I know we were kind of dipping our toes in the water with this discussion, but the freaking Pixel Watch.
Okay.
I can't even. I'm just like, okay, so when this thing...
It's a good watch. Finally.
Oh my gosh. So we've been waiting how many years for this now? Maybe like 10?
It's been rumored for like 3 years straight, and now it's finally here.
Oh, it's been rumored since before I joined Engadget, first of all. So that's at least 6 years.
We call those the good years, as I recall. Yeah.
Yes. So then the thing that really stands out about this to me, and I know this seems like such a small watch nerdy thing to say, but like it doesn't have lugs. Like Apple watches don't have lugs either, so it's very similar.
What do you mean
the
by
Apple
lugs?
Watch. By lugs, I mean the like little brackety thing that look like paper clips that attach a watch to a exactly. So those are very much a fashion choice sometimes with watches. Like Scoggins watches are like that. A lot of Fossil and fashion watches are like that too. You will find that Samsung's Galaxy watches very often come with lugs that are like chunkier. They're not
big.
Like
they like
big.
Hold the watch above your wrist. I don't like that.
Yeah, on the stream Sam is showing the lug.
Yep.
They stick out. That's how the strap attaches to the case of the watch. So I think to finally see an Android watch not have that and have the attachment of the strap, the mechanism be so similar to Apple's, except for actually infuriating. It was like a great change, and because of this design, it makes the case of the watch itself feel like, I've said this several times, it feels like a rounded, smooth, polished pebble.
Yeah,
and
exactly. Yeah.
Oh my god, it feels so good to keep flipping around in my hand. Oh, y'all know I love to fondle shit.
Yeah. You know what else was a pebble? A rounded, smooth pebble? The HTC Pebble.
Good fucking
from several years ago.
Calling it back. Yep.
HTC Pebble. That? This is all HTC, baby. And I was looking at the chat room. A lot of people agree with me. Dozens of people agree with me. This is a big win. This is a big win for Google. Honestly, like I'm not a huge fan of Android watches. I think this thing looks good. My only thing is that I think the bezel is bigger than people actually realize, because the screen has a black background, but the bezel is actually kind of large around it too.
But Sam did point out something. I think it was you, Sam, or was it Chris Velasco, who happened to also be there? When you said the dome shape of the screen sort of hides some of that bezel thickness. Was that you? Yeah. Sam,
and so they were saying like on stream that like they were kind of inspired by a water drop, and I think like between Pebble and water drop, like that really describes the watch really well. And then from every person we've talked to, everyone's like, oh man, like the Pixel Watch is just really pretty. Yeah, and I think it's just like striking in a way that's like, oh man, it's easier to picture it on your wrist. And then when you're talking about the lugs, they made it super easy to switch out the bands. And we were talking to like a lot of the Googlers and like, oh, I just switch it out every day. It takes 2 seconds, and it's like, so they're mixing and matching it to go with their outfit, to go with their mood. And I think because it's more
annoying than I'd like on an Apple Watch. Apple says it's easy, but the screaming into the microphone.
Sorry.
I have several Apple Watch bands. It is always a little too annoying. It's like, which one goes up, which one goes down? I gotta like, it doesn't always slide in. So if this is better, that's good.
I get that part of the switching out the Apple Watch band situation. But I will say, having tried both now, the Apple Watch band is still easier to switch out. Okay. Because it's one button, you press down and then you slide it out, you're changing straps.
It's not that hard.
It's really not hard. No, the Apple Watch is not hard at all. The Pixel Watch takes a little bit more finesse, I want to say, because you're not just, they describe it like a DSLR lens changing situation. And you might see footage of this in our hands-on video where I struggle for, I think, a full minute, like
it's
how
not
to
that
put
bad.
it on.
It's a little twist. It's just a little twist.
It's a tiny little twist, and it's probably because I'm overthinking it, right? So I want to say that this is probably just difficult on your first 2 or 3 attempts, but once you figure it out, you get it in no problem. I'm just saying,
learn the thing. Yeah.
Just know that there's a learning curve.
This is a pretty watch. Okay. What does it do? You know, like, is it better than other Android watches? Why is Google even doing this, to be honest? Like, that's my question, because there's so many other Android watches there. Yeah.
I want to quickly address this point that on the chat, CF542 is asking, did they produce just one size? Yes, only one watch case size is available. This is the 41 millimeter model, but you do get options of different band sizes. And honestly, it's not too big for my wrist, which is great, but it also didn't look out of place on like a larger wrist. I will say, Sam, you have a larger wrist, right?
Slightly. I don't have like big like bear paw wrists. So I've never had an issue with like sizing.
Yeah. So I don't know that maybe if you have like different size wrists, it might look funny on you. I haven't seen the occasion where it does, but it is a choice to make a case in only one size and make that size be 41 millimeters because it is the smallest Apple Watch size. So I don't know about visibility and what that does for it, but then to that point, right, what Devendra said, what does this watch do? For the most part, a lot of the watch stuff now lives on watch faces.
Right.
That's just smartwatches in general now, because now tech companies understand what we want isn't like to hang out and play Snake on our watches, except for I kind of do. We don't want to.
No, you don't.
Yeah, we need a series of videos of Sherlyn just doing the most basic games on really high-end devices, because that is
watching YouTube on like a 1-inch screen.
Yeah, playing Tetris on the Apple Watch Ultra.
Man.
Anyway, so what Google has done is to create 18 families of different watch faces now. And by families, they just mean like they have this template that you can customize with different colors, styles, and complications. So 18 families of watch faces on which you can either add your favorite people's pictures as the background, which for me will be lots of selfies. And then you can put different complications on there so you have glanceable access to your steps progress and all that stuff. And this is a good way also to then seg into what else it does, right? Steps progress, like your heart rate. The Google Pixel Watch will sample your heart rate at a rate, sample your pulse at a rate of once every second. And according to Google, that's a lot faster or more frequent than competing smartwatches. This is really the result of a marriage between Fitbit and Google, right? Because Fitbit brings that great heart rate like sensing technology. Google brings that like processor managing, AI filtering sound out kind of info.
And HTC brings the design. Yeah.
But there are a couple of features that like you can clearly see have that like Fitbit DNA. There's like the workout readiness feature. So it's like, hey, if you like didn't sleep all that well the night before and you haven't been like doing a lot of steps, maybe today take it easy or something like that. And that's kind of something that I appreciate. Obviously, and there's the sleep tracking too. Did they talk about battery life on stage? Because I don't know if they specifically mentioned that.
So they might not have mentioned it on. I think they did in one of the videos, right? You get up to 24 hours. They're calling it all day battery, and it's once every 24 hours is a good claim. Is nowhere near anything Fitbit makes, right? Fitbit's devices typically get you at least 3 days of juice. Even something like the Sense, like their highest end smartwatch, the Sense will last you like 3 days at the very least.
Yeah, because they have much simpler operating systems. Like
exactly.
they don't do as much as like an Android device.
They don't even know what a third-party app is. They don't even know how to let you reply to a message from your home screen. Like this is all dumb shit. But the rest of Wear OS 3.5, which is by the way what they're calling it, Wear OS 3.5, it's kind of a tweak on the Wear OS 3 that they co-engineered with Samsung last year. The rest of it is very similar to that version of Wear OS, which is the Tizen-ish mishmash, right? You've got the side-scrolling general interface where it's cards that you can reorganize and show like your steps, your weather widget, your calendar, your reminders, your alarms, whatever, as you keep side-scrolling. Then you drag down from the top and you get your quick settings. You drag up from the bottom and you get like your notifications. You have assistant access. You have GPS support. You have Google Pay. Basically, everything that the Apple Watch does, right? Like this is Watch OS but Android.
It's copying, but also it's good to see. It's good to see that Google is finally here. That's all. I'm happy.
I am intrigued, right? I still have my reservations about how this will do, and I can't wait to really like just test it in the real world. But I think what will make or break Wear OS, at least when it's compared to Watch OS, is that third-party app support. I am concerned. I am concerned that they won't get enough hype from developers to build out like things like, I don't know, even Spotify doesn't seem to work the same on Wear OS sometimes compared to Watch OS, right? Like it's just people don't prioritize non-Apple products sometimes.
Okay.
But anyway, I want to know. I also can't wait to test this. Okay, look. This thing is so small and light, especially that y'all will see me freaking out about the stretch band. There's this band they made called it's like basically Apple's Solo Loop, but like different material, so it's easier to kind of slip over your wrist. Oh my god.
Oh.
It's materials, design.
I like how you're getting excited for what to me is like a sock for your wrist.
Because
it's
like
a sock. It's like stretchy and you can put it over your hand and you don't have to do any buckles, but like that's what it is. Don't get me wrong. Very, very convenient.
It's so convenient, but then you put it on and it's secure on your wrist. And also the other thing that gets me so excited about it is that it's finally a watch that's low profile enough that I feel like I could comfortably wear it to bed possibly.
Okay. I feel like that is your ultimate watch test. So, okay, we're all excited for the Pixel Watch. I think it looks really cool. Check out Sherlin's hands-on and all that stuff. And you produce some videos too, so people can see this thing in action. We've got a couple other things to just mention here too. There were some cool accessibility and assistant updates among all this news. One feature I really liked is Google focused on a feature that lets people who are blind take selfies. It just like gives you like, hey, move your phone up left, up right. It'll help you like catch the light in your face. That is super cool. I feel like that is a really useful thing. What else, really stuck out with you guys?
The fact that, guided frame was definitely something I wanted to shout out, so I'm glad you brought it up. I'm concerned that it doesn't seem to, I'm not sure how it works for people who are visually impaired just yet. We did do a brief demo of it, me and Sam, at our little briefing, and it was able to kind of make sure that there were two people in the frame, so it was trying to make sure both faces were within view before it said, now you're ready. But when I saw this demo, I was like, oh, but that's not the most flattering angle you could have picked. So I'm still, I'm like,
I don't. A selfie expert on staff.
I don't know if the computer algorithms have figured out what's like the perfect selfie or how to take the perfect selfie yet. So that might be asking a little much. But like, I appreciate that. Like, it's kind of using the talkback feature that's built into the Android accessibility umbrella. And so I really like that it's kind of expanding those accessibilities without like forcing people to learn like a whole new app or anything, which, I think is the right way to do it.
Then there's the assistant feature updates. I honestly, at this point, can't remember what they are. So it just tells you that it's not like a huge deal.
It wasn't a huge thing. It was one thing we thought we'd hear more about. There are a lot of cool camera features I just want to shout out. Like kind of as part about this. We talked about cinematic blur a little bit. It's exactly like cinema mode on the iPhones. Gives you like blurry backgrounds. There are some other useful features. The sort of like there's photo unblur, which will kind of save a bad shot, and kind of using the AI processing on the Pixel 7 to do this, but also it can go back and save some of your older photos too. And I do wonder how well that's going to work, because that is actually really interesting, and it's probably a problem a lot of people have.
And from the samples we have seen at the keynote and the demos, we're not seeing drastic difference. They're not going to like fully crispen.
Yeah, it's not going to be magic.
Right, it's gonna just slightly save it.
Right, and we saw a couple demos where like someone was taking like an old black and white like film photo that had been like digitized and then uploaded to Google Photos, and so it's like this the photo unblur feature works on any photo that you can upload to Google Photos on a Pixel 7, and so it's like doesn't matter what camera shot it, doesn't matter when it was shot it, and so I think there's a huge range of like things to be tested. So I'm really curious to see how that works. And then they also improved face unblur, which is like, if you're taking pictures of like a child which never stops moving, it's like, that can be like definitely really helpful to be like, oh, I just want it a little bit sharper. I don't want their their eyes to look blurry or stuff like that. You want to send the best pics to the grandparents and whatnot,
That's the ultimate thing. There's a lot of like cool little camera things too. Like both the Pixel 7 and 7 Pro have 50 megapixel rear cameras now as like the base camera. The Pro adds the telephoto zoom as well. But because of that, kind of like what Apple's doing, you can use the, what do you call it, the super res zoom to kind of really hone in and like get some really good zooming too. That's pretty cool.
Well, so what it's doing too is exactly what Apple is doing, where it's using the high res 50 megapixel sensor, the info capture from that, to create a sort of 2x view at sensor quality, which therefore gives you another like sort of fake so-called camera to work with. So you've got the 1x 1x that is quad binned into 12.5 megapixels. Then you've got 2x on the viewfinder, which is using the 50 megapixel to create a zoomed in view, and then so on and so forth. You got 5x, 10x, etc. And Google's been very good at doing this sort of super res zoom stuff for a very long time since it debuted on the Pixel 3, and is stitching all these things together and magically kind of cleaning up all of that data and that noise. It's also promising clear pictures at all zoom ranges. So let's start from telephoto. Telephoto going up to 30 times zoom is promising you like tack sharp pictures in despite your handshake, right? So that I would love to test.
And there's that new feature that kind of, throws up a little mini viewfinder to kind of help you frame your shot, because anyone who's tried to take a picture at 30x zoom knows it's like really hard to keep something in focus or in frame.
In frame. Samsung called and was like, we used that UI first, but anyway.
Yes, it has been available on the Ultra series. Yep.
That's something. There's also additional stability controls too, right? So when you're zooming in, I feel like it's going to be a little more stable.
It's locking onto a subject to keep your subject stable while you're framing up the shot too. And then also, of course, video stabilization is going to be improved. And then speaking of the zoom levels across zoom ranges, right? We're not only talking about telephoto zooms, we're also talking about macro zoom. Well, the company is now using its ultra wide camera, which by the way also has a wider field of view now of about 125.8 degrees, which makes it the biggest on the market right now, because I believe before that reigning champion was Samsung at 123 degrees field of view. But anyway, the macro camera can get up to 3 centimeters close to your subject.
Pretty close. I like this trend towards macro cameras in all devices. I've used it. I really like it with bugs and plants.
God, why would you put it
you brought up the B word.
Brought up the B word. You can really get some. You see all the antennae and all the like, little hair and the bugs. It's so much fun. Okay, good photo stuff, and honestly, really competitive with what Apple is doing now. Let's talk about something I'm excited about that I was not expecting to be, and that is the Pixel tablet. And we have talked for years on this podcast that Android tablets are a joke. Really, the only company making them that are any good is Samsung. And it's actually, we're about 10 years since Samsung introduced the first Galaxy Tab S, I believe it was around now. That's been like the highlight of Android tablets forever. This thing looks fine. Looks like a tablet, a normal tablet. I thought it was pretty boring until somebody attached it to a little speaker base and effectively turned it into a home hub. And that is cool. The ability to just like plop it down on a speaker that's in your kitchen or something, use it as a sort of like, a video type device, and then pick it up and take the screen away when you're leaving the house. That's cool. I'm down with that. It's a shame Google can't get it out this year, but it's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of details they can't release yet, but they have shared this will run with the Tensor G2 chip. It will also run Android with support for Material U and split screen and stylus input. The company isn't sharing details about stylus input, except to say, at least they confirmed to me, that third-party styli will be supported at least from the start, and then because they can't share more, I have a feeling we are going to see Google Pencil maybe, right? Like, it's like, I'm speculating here.
You mean everything Apple's doing? Yeah. We will probably see that.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to call it like something else instead of pencil, the crayon, whatever. And then the screen size, we don't actually know, but it looks very much like a 10-inch or bigger device to me.
It looks 10 inches, yeah.
Yeah, it looks basically 10 inches. And that speaker dock, it's a charging base with the similar audio quality to the Nest Audio, not the Nest Mini, the Nest Audio. So bigger sound. You've got magnetic attachments, but I am concerned about using it as like kind of a video call device, because the angle at which it slopes on the speaker base looks like it's pointing upwards, and that might not be the most flattering.
Okay,
it's not adjustable.
I have a pro tip.
Okay.
You can take the tablet off of the base.
Yes.
And then you can hold it however you want.
Sure, I know, but that's not the point, right? Like when they say use this as a video calling machine, they want you to put it on the base.
It's more like this is on your kitchen counter. And when you're looking at your kitchen counter, then you are above it. So it does kind of have to point up a little bit. And I feel like that is the sort of use case. You're not like directly in front of it. You know?
It's not really a dedicated conference call when you're at work sort of device. That makes sense.
It should be movable. At the very least, they should let you like tilt it up and down. That would be
just FYI, it's not. I asked and it's not.
Okay. So exciting. Google got me excited for a tablet. Google made me think, your hardware designs are actually pretty. And this is after just a week after Google like totally tanked it on Stadia, and like basically everything we predicted about the failure of Stadia came true. Can't trust this company with some products. And meanwhile, we have all these things coming out. So anyway, we've got, go check out all our coverage. Sherlyn and Sam have done a bunch of hands-ons. We've got a bunch of posts from everybody on the site. So that's at Engadget.com. There is some other Google news, and I feel like we're just going to blow through this because I don't care about this as much. And I'm actually very angry about Nest because I have 2 Nest thermostats, and Google is awful when it comes to supporting these things. So what we have is a new Nest wired Nest doorbell. It's kind of thinner and smaller. Hey Google, welcome to what Arlo was doing several years ago. I have an Arlo doorbell camera.
You just triggered like 7 people's speakers or something, I think. No. But yeah.
I mean, this Google event triggered everybody's speakers apparently.
It's true facts.
But yeah, apologies for that. There's a new doorbell. There's a revamp for the Home app, and that is good because
that to me is interesting. Yeah.
The Home app is garbage. So much of what Google does with these Nest devices is pure garbage. I set up schedules in my Home app. Nest is just like, hey, bro, you want to be cold in the middle of the afternoon when nobody's upstairs? Cool, I'll make it happen. I'm like, no, Google, stop. Look at the schedule.
Do you maybe not have like something like Nest Renew that's interfering?
No, I don't have any of those things turned on. I'm just like, look, I wrote down the schedule for you, Google. Just listen to it. And then sometimes the Nest device is just like, don't pay attention to anything. There's also a new Nest Wi-Fi Pro, which is it's their router thing, but also it's a mesh router system. So that's kind of cool. Hey folks, I would be very careful about buying any Nest products. It's a mess.
Okay, well, I am ready to get some.
Do you own any, Sherlyn?
I do. I have a Nest camera. Okay. I have a Nest thermostat I've never installed, and I have several Nest speakers.
Yeah, you don't. Unless you're living with these things, you don't.
I am
suffering through it.
No, I am living with the Nest camera and the Nest Hub displays, and
I'm talking about
Nest audio.
Okay, but just thermostats. Come on.
Okay, so you're specifically talking about the one Nest device that made you upset. Meanwhile, I have 3 different Nest devices, and you're saying I don't live with Nest?
What was the first Nest device? What was the first Nest device?
I know what did this company make its name on? Okay, thermostats. Yeah. But here's what I'll tell you. Here's what I'll tell you is that they're revamping the app not only to make it like more easy to customize for like your favorite screens, favorite functions up front, and also to help you customize your automations and stuff like that. They're also adding a script editor, by the way. You can also access your Nest feed streams, your Nest camera streams from the web. There's going to be a web option soon, and in that web option, you're going to be able to access a script editor for automations. Power users geek out now. But okay,
that's exactly what I want as a normal user.
The other thing though is that they're going to start. They understand that. I think the one thing that they kept trying to make clear to me during our briefing is that they understand that there's a lot of pieces of this that haven't fully been ingested into the Google Home app yet. Yeah. But they're working on it, and they keep. I was like, why is it so difficult? When they were like, there's a lot of different pieces to make sure that they're doing it, integrating it right, and especially the data streams that are coming through.
Yeah.
So I get that it's frustrating now. I absolutely agree with you. Also, sometimes I freaking hate my Nest speakers. I hate those bitches.
Google bought Nest in January of when?
I don't know.
2014.
I wasn't born yet.
Years ago. Yeah, you weren't born yet. You definitely you hadn't emerged from journalism school by that point, I believe. But 2014. And we're still looking at these things and like, oh, it's hard. It's hard to integrate our software together.
You're so mean to Google and Nest.
I am mean because it makes me angry, and I have to live with it every day. And then sometimes my Nest thermostat just lose Wi-Fi.
Yeah, like, hey, mine too. Oh my gosh, mine too.
Hey, I forgot how to connect to the internet. I'm gonna need a couple days to figure it out, and that's what it takes. It takes several days for it to reset.
Sam, I'm like kind of shocked because I have a Nest thermostat and it's been like fine. It's like I'm not either on like the super positive side or the super negative. It's been fine. Like I set my schedules twice a year in like summer and winter, and it's like I don't touch it.
Yep.
That makes me mad because my Nest speakers will lose connection to the Wi-Fi every now and then. They're like, oh, I don't like routers anymore. Bye.
It may also be easier in like a smaller, like in an apartment space, Sam. Like it may make more sense.
I think there's definitely something to that. Like my place is like a 2-bedroom, like relatively small, and so like I have one router. I don't have a need for mesh stuff or anything like that. I have like great coverage throughout all of my house, and so like it doesn't drop connections. Like I don't like every once in a while I'll like say okay G, and then like she just won't answer, and like okay that happens.
She's busy. She's watching. She's just
she's out to lunch or something.
It's raining. Let her chill.
Right. Robots need a break too, right? I know.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that I live in a small apartment too, and I have these Wi-Fi issues. So I don't know if it's necessarily just the size of the apartment.
You're living in boxes right now. Okay, you don't get to talk about it.
It happened when I live in my studio without boxes too. But anyway, we are getting too caught up.
Let's all give Sherlyn congratulations for moving. That's really tough.
Not yet. I'm not done, but thank you.
You're in the middle of it. So anyway, Nest stuff. Hey, folks, be careful before you buy Nest products because it's a nightmare out there. It's hard out there. Let's move on to some other news real quick because we're going to have to run soon. I have reviewed Intel's Arc A750 and A770 graphics cards. And hey, you know what's impossible? Something I never thought we'd actually see. Good video cards from Intel. Good discrete video cards.
Agreed.
And hey, they're here. And it's kind of amazing. Not to like rewind time once again, Trillin, to a time you may not recall.
Not born, yeah.
The last time Intel talked about doing, hey, we're going to get into high-end graphics, we're going to take on NVIDIA, was 2009. Intel was like talking about like, we are building up this whole project, guys. Don't worry, it's going to be great. It's going to be great before it's even released. Dead. I can't trust Intel for any of these things. So they killed that project. They focused on integrated graphics for years. We have covered like the sort of like soap opera happening because the guy responsible for AMD's sort of resurgence of their Radeon graphics cards, Raja Koduri, I covered him when he launched the RX 480 back in 2017. At Computex. You were there, Sherlyn, I believe.
Yes, I remember.
So he announced that was a big deal for AMD. That was AMD coming back into like decently good graphics cards. That was a $200 card that could deal with VR headsets. That was pretty cool. Then Intel stole Raja Koduri away. Big drama, big soap opera. At the end of 2017, Intel brought him over, and for the past several years, he's been working on revamping Intel stuff. We've talked about Intel's XE graphics. That's a sort of like better onboard, better like integrated graphics that they've been putting into new chips. But yeah, now we've got new mid-range cards, and hey guys, they're actually good. For gamers, this is great news. The A750 is $289. The A770 is $329. And they're competing with cards that sell for $400 or more from NVIDIA and AMD. So go check out my review. Go look at the benchmarks. I think it all looks pretty good. The only thing is just like Google and Nest, I don't know if we can really trust Intel this much. Like if you invest in this ecosystem and these cards, you better hope Intel is going to keep up with driver updates, and you better hope they're ready for every new game drop to really optimize these drivers. You better hope they don't just like say, hey, we're bored, we're tired of GPUs in several years, and then your support is dead, So those are all risks you take. But if you're looking for a good deal, I think these things are cool. Other news. Any thoughts on this, Berlin? Yeah.
I just want to say, speaking of toxic relationships, Twitter has agreed that it will let Elon Musk buy it again somehow.
That's not the way it worked. I mean, Twitter didn't agree. Twitter was suing Elon Musk to say buy us.
Right.
And then Elon Musk was like, no, bro, no. Bots. No. So many things. That was a late night acquisition, and I made some mistakes. But the current news, and there's actually stuff happening right now. Current news is that he's back on board to basically end the suit against him because of this whole deal and him trying to back out of it. But also news that happened recently, this deal may be stuck in debt contingency, which is a thing he was adding to this deal after the fact to be like, hey, I need several billion. How many? It was 13 billion. He's saying he would like to use debt financing to cover that. And they're like, nah, man, you said money. We want we want this. So that is where this deal is right now.
Clearly a breaking story. It's not him trying to back out of it, but it's also him trying to be like, I don't want this to cost me as much as I thought it would. So that's a thing we're following. I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I will immediately just lean like I won't leave Twitter because we all kind of have to use it a little bit, but I will be stuck
I will be stuck like basically just not using Twitter as much. So that's my main thing. Sure. Yeah. Another thing, the stupid Tesla robot. Saw that real quick.
Yeah, I looked at it over the weekend briefly when I surfaced from my Apple drowning, and I saw people were freaking out over some sort of biped robot on Twitter.
With like a desktop on its chest. It looks hilarious because it's like giant bands. And it's all wires and open and everything. Yeah.
I need to take a closer look.
This is the Tesla Optimus robot.
I'm sorry, I'm annoyed at the name Optimus because that's like, okay, there is one robot who gets to be called Optimus, and that's not it.
Yep.
That ain't it.
And he has to be voiced by Peter Weller. That's they showed it off. My thing is the opening part where they like wheel out this robot in a hand truck looks hilarious because it looks like it can't really move on its own. It does walk around a little later, but it's I don't trust anything from this man at this point. So go check out the videos, folks. Andrew Tarantola wrote a piece about this, and he goes in depth with all this too. But there's a lot I don't like about this. I don't trust this. Let's move on to like a nice, fun story that you really want to talk about, Shrillin, because I feel like this is relevant to your interests.
This is very relevant to my interest right now, and I think long-term listeners to the Engadget podcast know every year I have a new pet project, pet passion area, and this year apparently it's all about fitness and fitness tech. And Gatorade this week announced that it's making, I see Sam face palming very hard right now. It's launched a new smart water bottle that will tell you how much water you need to drink after a workout. Now, can I say I love that you are the one who checked this out because you are the thirst queen. So
she
this is like the perfect device for you.
I did check it. But first of all, I am the
You didn't write
queen.
the post then, apparently.
I didn't write the post, but I am the thirst queen. And I this is a typical Gatorade bottle. It's actually a little bit bigger. I've been using it for a few days now, but the software was not really ready for a bit. I had to like test flight the beta or something.
Could you drink your water if the software wasn't ready?
You can. It's a screw cap and a squeeze bottle. I know. So I unscrewed the cap and I just drink it. I've been drinking it using the gross water fountain at my gym for a bit now. And what it does is basically it's got a ring of lights on the lid, and it can tell you using a marker to show you how much you need to replenish your how much you need to drink to replenish your hydration or your fluids, based on how much you sweat, by the way, using that dumbass sweat patch that I checked out last year. That dumbass sweat patch, which is so inaccurate at telling how much I sweat or how much water I've lost, is being used as the gauge.
It's one job.
One job is the gauge to see how much.
You know what else is really good at telling when you're thirsty? The human body. We would not have been able to survive as a species until, for thousands of years if we couldn't figure out this fact.
Yes. So in case you couldn't read your own thirst cues, you can use this hydration bottle. I am testing it. I just want to say that I didn't write it, but I am still testing it, and we might have coverage about it out soon. But meantime, it's launched.
Gatorade,
I also wanted
so thirsty. Yeah.
Oh, Gatorade is pretty thirsty, but I like it. I also wanted to shout out that Sam. Oh my gosh, you. Basically killed yourself and got a review of the iPhone 14 Plus up. What was it, just like yesterday? Oh my gosh.
It was midnight or yesterday, this morning, whatever that is. Yeah.
Holy crap. In addition to prepping for Google, in addition to everything else that's going on in the background that we can't talk about publicly yet. Well done. Thank you for that. Everybody should go check out Sam's review of the iPhone 14 Plus.
Do you like it? I feel like that's the main question.
I like it, but I also feel like the headline kind of tells it all. It's an iPhone, but bigger.
It's big.
Yeah.
It's big.
I mean, look, it fills in that gap in the portfolio. Okay. You had the iPhone 14, and then there's no big non-Pro Max version. There's no big screen iPhone. So now there is one, and
it used
it's
to be the 10R, which itself was a weird thing, right? Because it wasn't as
high end.
Fast as it was very strange. Instead of mini, they went big. One day I will get a headline that's just it big.
Yes, I wait for it. I mean, so if you want a big screen but don't want to pay the extra money for Pro Max, there you go. So big display, and it has really, really great battery life. So if that's like you really need a phone that can last multiple days, in my experience, the 14 Plus definitely delivers. I charged it was like once every 2 days. You can even get like 2.5 days out of it, and I'm like, it's not just light use. I'm like watching videos, playing games, all that.
I also know a lot of older users appreciate bigger screens because by the point where when there's a point where you have to use reading glasses basically to see the phone screens very well. So having something bigger, so you don't always need
and you can increase the font and without like seriously decreasing the amount of content you're seeing. So it's like it is a nice trade-off, especially for older folks who who eyes aren't super great.
And it's also it's not the highest refresh rate for sure, but it's also like
it's still 60 hertz like the standard iPhone 14. No ProMotion tech.
I do want to point out that this is Sam's first iPhone review.
Woo!
So welcome to Apple Land. Hope we
to
win you
Apple
over.
Land.
It's nice there.
You haven't done one elsewhere, Sam?
No.
I've helped out in previous reviews, but Apple, they want to make sure the people who review their stuff know their stuff, and so it takes some time to get in there.
Congrats. It's a tough thing to review any of these devices, so thanks for that. And be sure to check out all Sherlin's reviews, dude. Like, talk about killing yourself. Like you were back to back all the Apple stuff plus these events.
Still am.
It's a busy time. It's Techtober, as we like to say. And Techtober is just beginning because we have the Microsoft event next week, and I'm going to be in town for that, so that's going to be fun. That's pretty much it. There's been a lot of news, a lot of Google stuff. We will move on to our pop culture picks. Okay.
By the way, if whenever y'all need to dip, I can just sit around and talk to chat for a little bit.
I'm good till 4:30, so
let's finish the episode and you guys
finish the episode and we'll stay. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I moved on. Okay. Sherlyn, what do you got for us this week? And also, Sam, actually, before I say that, Sam, I assume you have something to mention as well. So I'm going to throw it to you.
I sent the pick over to Ben.
Cool. Okay, Sherlyn, what do you have for us this week?
I honestly don't think this will surprise anyone. House of the Dragon. Y'all have been watching this, right? Like everybody's been watching? No?
It's a little small show,
Just a tiny unknown. Nobody knows that. Okay, cool. I've been chilling out to that. I mean, I spent some of the last few weeks catching up on Game of Thrones or rewatching Game of Thrones really. And then now, I'm up on House of the Dragon. It's surprisingly nice. I thought it would be really bad, but it's actually not bad.
Sherlin's review. Thought it would be bad, but not bad. Thank you. I still need to catch up because the first 3 episodes just didn't really grab me compared to the Lord of the Rings shows. So I need to catch up.
I need to watch the Lord of the Rings one. Yeah.
I feel like Lord of the Rings ones are a lot of fun. Sam, what do you got?
Right, so that's actually a perfect segue because for a long time I was kind of doing one episode of House of the Dragon, and then more recently I've been getting deeper into Rings of Power, and that show is it feels like kind of a slow burn to me because I'm not a diehard Tolkien fan, but so I wasn't it's very pretty, and I actually want to kind of commend Amazon Prime shows like Wheel of Time and this for being just really nice looking shows.
They spend a ton of money in all.
They got the budget to prove it, but and so it was kind of a slow burn. I was not super interested because I think they were spending a little too much time telling too many different stories. But now that things are starting to pick up, I'm starting to get more into it. So I like where it's going. I'm more hopeful that they'll really dive into stuff in season 2, and it seems like they're really setting up. This is the setup season, and they're really going to use that season 2 to dive into more of the world and more of the characters, because I think there's the character development is quite where I want it.
It's big high fantasy in a way that I kind of appreciate. It's not as serious as Game of Thrones. There is big fighting monsters, but there's not brutal violence. There's not I read that was a conscious decision because they wanted to make it more family friendly, a little bit more accessible, not the brutalistic tendencies that people love but also hate about Game of Thrones. For sure. And no sexual assault in this show, so that's something you always got to watch out for in any Game of Thrones show. One thing, it's Game of Thrones just tries to be realistic all the times. I want to chat about real quick another big IP, because I guess that's the mood we're in right now, is Andor, the latest Star Wars show. I've been kind of so-so on the Star Wars shows so far. I feel like the Boba Fett one was kind of fun Saturday morning cartoon. The Obi-Wan show, nice bit of nostalgia, but it's not really doing anything new with Star Wars or the franchise. Andor is incredible, and I do think everybody should watch it. If I had more time, I'd write up something for us at the site, because It's produced by Tony Gilroy, the guy who basically in the background saved Rogue One and made that movie watchable. He's also the guy behind, he wrote the Bourne Identity movies. Jason Bourne is his character. Michael Clayton, one of the greatest movies of the past 20 years, he wrote as well. And this is very much turning Andor, who played by Diego Luna, who's introduced in Rogue One, into one of those characters, a sort of very, very noble and strong fixer who's trying to basically take down the Empire as a rebel. And it's very much into spycraft and politics in a way too, and just the sort of banal evil of bureaucracy and things that Star Wars people would be like, where's my lightsabers? Where's Luke Skywalker? There's none of that here, because it's all just on the ground stuff of rebellions and how rebellions work. And I think it's really fascinating and it's really good. I'm loving it. So check out Andor, all of you. I'm sure people, everybody would be into the show. If you just want the lightsabers, if you just want big action, you've got so much other Star Wars stuff to look at. They're literally all the other live action shows. You could go look at those. If you want a slow burn, nice political thriller, that is what Andor is doing well. And then it still has some good action too. So that's the nice bonus.
Is it Disney Plus?
Yeah, it's all Disney Plus. It's
awesome.
Our lives
that's
are
true.
Disney
Star
Plus
Wars
right
shit. Yeah,
it's all Disney Plus. Okay, I think you can bring it in for Elaine.
Yeah. Well, that's it for the episode this week, everyone. Thank you as always for listening. Our theme music is by game composer Dale North. Our outro music is by our very own Terrence O'Brien. This podcast is produced by Ben Elman. You can find Devindra online at
Devindra on Twitter and at the Filmcast Podcast at thefilmcast.com.
You can find Sam online at
Sam Rutherford, and of course on Engadget.com.
And if you want to send me all the things the Pixel Watch's case reminds you of, or all the other things that it,
send us your HTC memories, because I know you've got
Lord.
them.
Not those. Anything but those. You can send them to me.
If you want to rag on Sherlyn for having too many tabs open in Chrome, please do.
Oh God. Yeah.
They're all on Twitter at Sherlyn Lowe. Email us your thoughts at podcast@engadget.com. Leave us a review, please, on iTunes, because that'll help people discover us. And subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Thanks, y'all.
Thanks.
Incredible.
That was tight.
I have 59 minutes, 50 seconds right now.
I was going to say, that was like an hour on the dot.
That was on the dot.
We can totally do it. Yeah.
Dev, if you need to go, you go.
I'm gonna go. I would say if you guys can, just as you're chatting, drop your audio to Ben, because I'm sure he's gonna want to start.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Ben, if you need to drop as well, feel free to drop. I'm gonna stop recording now.
I can talk to chat a little bit.
Up to you. Yep.
Because we don't want to hold you up if we want to get the episode up. Last question, Dev, is: are you getting the post today?
I could do the post. It's fine.
Yeah, that would be great. Thank you. All right.
No problem. Awesome. You guys, and chat. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy the conversation. I'll see you all next week.
We're going to stick around and talk, everyone. Okay.
Right, later.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye, Dev. All right. Ben's going to stick around for a bit.
I'm stopping Audacity and saving
I'm stopping my Audacity too and exporting now so that I can send it to Ben.
Export as Wave.
Yes. The good news is that this was a mono file, so it's going to take less time to export because I always do the stereo. All right. It's 144, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Episode 144, y'all. All right. I saw a lot of questions. I saw HH had some questions. I see D-Man's talking about stuff. CJ by Streps, you said you thought this green strap was gum. Yeah, I just switched out the Alpine loop from the Apple Watch Ultra over to the green solo loop from my Series 7 over to the Watch Ultra. They all fit. They're all interchangeable. And this is just better.
That fabric loop is terrible.
The fabric loop,
I maintain.
I know. I mean, I really like it for its I guess functionality, but I get it. It's hard to use. It's if I'm not a mountaineering person, why am I subjecting myself to this hook and eye enclosure? That's actually very difficult to maneuver. I like it, but yeah, I'm just torturing myself. Okay.
So Gonzalo Costa is asking, do you think some features introduced today could come to older Pixel phones like Face Unlock or Photo and Blur?
I think so. I think we saw Face and Blur come to older Pixels at the very least, if not other Android phones eventually, I think. So I think we will see Photo and Blur come to other phones. Sam, what do you think?
Yeah, we asked Google about this, and they said in a perfect world they would want to bring every feature to every older Pixel. Sometimes there are limitations on the local hardware, so sometimes it's difficult to bring the more machine learning heavy features to the Pixel 3 and older that don't have a tensor chip. But I definitely think some of them, and like think something like the face and blur, because I think there's a chance that it could get added to older stuff, but we just don't know for sure right now.
Yeah. And then speaking of that, the feature drop thing is one thing we didn't really mention during our discussion about the Pixel event. And yeah, feature drop is just going to be, I like how they announced it like it's a feature, but it really is just like, we're not going to wait for a certain generic or like a random time of year to release things anymore. We're just going to, release stuff when it's ready, which makes sense. Like, why not? Right? Like that's the way it should be done. So there you go. There's some chat about Andor. There's some. Okay, so Gonzalo Costa says your hope Face Unlock comes to Pixel 6. I mean, if it's only ML, I don't see why it couldn't come to Pixel 6, right? It's using basically the same hardware.
And I think a Pixel, like out of all the stuff, like Pixel 6 would be the first candidate to get a lot of these features.
Yeah, because it has a tensor chip and basically the same hardware. Although I have my issues with the face unlock stuff, but I don't know if we said it in the episode, but it's not going to be used to allow you to authenticate shit like credit card payments and stuff like that, right?
Because it's just they're just using the standard RGB selfie camera to do face unlock, but for more sensitive stuff like banking transactions, purchases, you're still going to have to use that in-screen fingerprint sensor because it is a little bit more accurate, it's a little bit more secure.
Yeah, it's an actual like biometric sensor with more sophistication and I guess security built in. John Ludwig in the chat also asked, "Can I get?" You're trolling, John, but I will read out your comment or question, which is, "Can you get a Pixel 7 with a camera bar that extends the entire length of the phone?" I'm going to hold up the Pixel 6 and describe what you mean. You're saying take the horizontal camera bar bit and bring it down to the length. Yeah, okay. I mean, I guess I don't know if this would reduce wobble or make wobble worse. I think it makes wobble worse. So, who knows? Probably not, John. Sorry. Next, Sir Holmes says, Engadget, your responsibility is to tell the people the truth. How are you going to recommend the Pixel Watch that has the features of a 3-year-old Apple Watch with no graphics? Well, here's why I first of all, I'm not recommending it yet because I haven't actually tested it. But here's what I can say, which is there a better watch for Android? You're making a comparison to Apple Watch, right? And Apple has long been the best smartwatch platform. We've said this several times. I mean, what's wrong with, for me so far, the Pixel Watch feels like a very polished device. However, I'm sure a few days in with a review unit, you might hear me sing a different tune. So we'll see. But that is a good question, Sir Holmes. All right, next. Should we go further back? I saw HH had a question about like whether we have review units, and all I can say is we can't say. So there you go. HH, actually, your question was very specific. It was, are there reviews for the new Google products coming on the 12th? Is that when they're available? What's that like?
Official shipment start 13th, so 12th is the wrong date to ask.
Yeah, well, it's a weird date, Brosef or Sisef. Symphony. iPhone 14 Plus CJ by Step says good and honest reviews, Sam. Just FYI.
Thank you.
I'm really interested in the Pixel tablet just because I've been like thinking about getting a tablet for a while, and I don't want to just be stuck in the Apple ecosystem.
I'm the same way. I've been thinking about getting an iPad because I don't want to be stuck in the Android ecosystem.
So,
well, you have an iPhone 14 Plus now, which is basically a tablet. So.
That's true. No, and so I think one interesting thing that like I don't know if we mentioned during the podcast is that I sort of like the direction that Google is taking with the Pixel tablet.
Yes.
Because it feels more like, oh, this is a shared family device. You have the stand that doubles as a speaker, and then you put that in your living room or your kitchen somewhere. And so anyone who needs it, they're sitting on the couch, they can grab it and use it. You can use it to huddle around and make video calls. But it's not like one person's tablet, right? It's more of a shared device, and that's kind of how they're treating it. Yeah. And I think that is a more interesting direction for the Pixel tablet line as a whole.
Yeah.
Did they confirm that you could interact with it using voice only? Could you like, hey, Google it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can you can do that with most Pixel devices, by the way. You can do that with your Pixel phone too.
Well, yeah.
But
like,
are you
Siri,
right? Exactly. But if you're talking about like an always listening speaker, the speaker base alone, I don't know if it does that yet. They haven't shared the details there, but
I think the tablet has to be attached to do anything really.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm sure we'll find out more next year.
We'll probably
ban the chat spammer.
Yep, I got it. I'm gonna block them forever. All right. We only have closed captions until 4:10 p.m. Just FYI. I don't know that we're gonna continue much longer than that. But let me just address one thing at a time, like maybe banning certain users, and then dealing with closed captioning afterwards. See, this is what happens on a busy day like today. I get 7 different requests at the same time and have to prioritize them one at a time, because otherwise I screw all of them up. All right, next. I saw another question. What was it? Ben, did you see any question that you wanted to get to?
No, there were a lot of comments.
Oh, good. I love comments. People were talking about, Declan Flynn said Mitchell's versus the Machines. Have we seen it? I haven't seen it. I have heard so many good things about it. AXBX says, Elon promises again. Where's the Cybertruck again? Very good question. Where is the Cybertruck?
Delayed.
Yeah.
Yes, very delayed.
Now you can tell what the point of view is on this revived Twitter deal.
Oh, boy.
Elon sits on a throne of lies.
I saw Declan Finn asked, are there many straps available for the Pixel Watch? And yes, there are a ton. And I think that's one of the things that won you over the most, is that there's just a huge range of straps, and because it's so easy to change out. I saw there's like your traditional like silicone band. There's a bunch of like woven sport bands. I actually really like, there's a very thin metal mesh band.
Yes.
Kind of reminds me of the Apple Milanese loop, but
it's exactly that.
But it, once again, love to have it. And then there's traditional watch like metal link bands. Oh, and I think one thing that small thing is that the metal link band, it comes with a little like SIM card ejector tool thing, so that if you need to take a link out to say adjust it for the size of your wrist, you can do that, which I appreciate, because on most like high end like premium watches, you have to go to the store to do that because it takes like a special tool. So I think that's nice. It's saves you a trip.
Yeah, absolutely. I have been very taken with the bands. If you go to the Engadget Instagram, you'll see I shot a video after Sam left where I was like, oh my God, y'all, I love all these bands. So I just went around taking videos of the bands and I sent it to our social media person. So you can go and check out the band options over there. I love the solo loop version. They call it the stretch band. It's this kind of, the sock that you were talking about, Sam. I love the sock. I absolutely love the sock.
The watch band sock?
Yeah, the sock that's a watch band. Yeah. Another sock thing band in the chat, the sock band. Aromatic Snail in the chat points out a Google VPN. Who trusts Google for a VPN service? A P is for private. Yeah. I think that was interesting that one of the features of the Pixel 7 is that it does come with VPN, like a VPN client
for the life of the device too. So for however, I think that'll probably be 5 years. Like I think it's life of the device, like current support, but it's unclear right now.
I mean, I think it's an interesting feature to offer. I'm not sure who would trust Google or not trust. I think I'm at the point where I don't really care. I think Google has all my info and I'm like done with it. I'm done being too stressed out about it at this point, because
and they said that if you're using their VPN, which is like via Google One, the data is anonymized, so it's not they don't have access to that data. Now, if you don't want to believe Google when they say that, that's on you. But theoretically, they should have no access to your data even if you're using the VPN that they are running.
We got a couple new comments I want to quickly address, and I know closed captioning is done now, so I apologize to anyone that is unable to rely on our human. We got a real
troll in the comments.
Right, we got. Well, first we got a person that had to clarify that I misunderstood that you were actually not trolling. John Ludwig, you were saying that you referred to the entire length of the phone, meaning that there would be no bar, that the thing would just all of it would be. I don't even know how that would work, John Ludwig.
I mean, there was the Nokia 9 PureView. Remember that? The bug-eyed camera phone that had 9 cameras or 6 cameras on the back.
Yeah.
And then if we go back even further, there was that Lytro. I think it was the Lytro 16.
The Lytro. Yeah.
And maybe that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well, the other important comment that came in while I was talking about that is Chris Velasco, famed Washington Post personal tech reporter / persona non grata at Engadget. Chris Velasco is here, and he has a special request for us to review Google's breakfast sandwiches. I will say, Google booked out this like coffee shop across the street from the Made by Google hardware store in Williamsburg, and we were all able, like as media, I guess, to go in and order coffees and anything to eat on Google. I got myself a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich.
Okay.
And it was fancy bacon, egg, and cheese. It was like big slabs of bacon, not like really crispy, thin, dried up bacon. It was like a thick.
So a very artisanal Brooklyn bacon, egg, and cheese.
Oh, it had slices of avocado on it. The cheese was like a provolone, whatever the hell the fanciest cheese is.
Okay, provolone's not fancy, but
I'm
continue.
Sorry. I don't know.
It sounds like it was good.
It was. I got pictures on my social media. I'm so sorry, but I did not send any because I didn't know we were going to talk about them on the show. That was that. I rated it an 8 out of 10. Is it a salad though, Chris Velasco? You tell me. Salad Boys is Chris Velasco's side hustle. So, Sam, did you eat anything at the event? Did you get? Because you got there early.
I got there early because I was scared about your traffic situation.
I know.
But I had a Danish and that was about it.
Was it good?
And a Red Bull. It was a Danish. I don't think, it was fine.
How much would you rank it out of 10?
A 6. It was very middle of the road. But so Sherilyn, this reminds me, and maybe we'll get to do this later this year, is I've always wanted to do a joke post for CES where I rate all of the like hospitality spreads at CES, and it gets shot down by the editors every year, and it will probably be shot down again. But maybe I'll do this on like a
You need to suggest it again.
You would have to do it on our social media. I think you would have more leeway on our social media.
If we can talk about other publications, a few years ago, before the pandemic, I did a best of CES, which is a very troll meta post, and so Engadget won the best trailer that year partially because Sherilyn's face was on it. So these are important.
You said worst trailer. I'm pretty sure you said worst trailer.
Maybe.
And I was borderline offended.
But I think this is the news that people really want to hear about at CES.
So dear chat, tell us if you want a story like that, and we can consider it. If that sort of story would go viral, we will absolutely write about the best food at
And
CES.
Velasco is 100% lying in chat again. I don't think Terrence will enjoy this pitch, but hey, we'll see.
I might co-sign. I might just be like, I don't know. What's the tech angle? Sam, you got to come up with the Engadget angle.
Well, 3 years ago, LG won Best Clouds because they had the fluffiest clouds at the booth. It was a big year for vaping that year. I don't know if you remember. And so I think that was
a big year. Was this for Gizmodo?
Yeah.
I don't know. Engadget has a bit more criteria, standards. Wow. I don't know. Dude named Charlie says your niece is here watching it. She says hi. She's 3 years old. Hi, Charlie's niece. Hello.
A future gadget lover.
A future gadget lover. We got Mo A saying, "Let it happen. Best tech meets best food." I feel like you could get away with like best food and tech integration. Maybe something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. But the best tech companies ranked by their food servings or the food options. Who knows? So there we go. All right. I think we've been chatting for a while. Any last questions from the chat? I'm not scrolling up anymore. Hi to Maddie.
Oh, yes. Aromatic Snail mentioned the Super Mario Brothers teaser.
Yep, I was going to say that.
Yeah. So one thing I gotta say, they did a disservice to Mario's butt. That guy can jump.
Yeah, I heard about
jump
that.
Good, and they did not fill him out in the way that I think Mario really deserves.
Mario used to be beautiful, and now he's not.
Oh,
I don't look what they did to my boy. I don't understand.
It's a no more me, Mario.
He actually needs the extra padding in the posterior area so he could really butt stomp those Goombas. That's the important thing.
Right. He uses the butt. That's like kind of his superpower in a little way. Aside from the throwing fireballs and all that. But so hopefully maybe we'll have like a Sonic controversy and they'll remaster the entire movie for his butt.
Yeah.
God. All right. Well, I think that's as good a point as any to quit it. I want to say one final goodbye and hello to Maddie, who is dude named Charlie's niece. Bye, Maddie. Ben, you can go ahead and do your thing.
Okay. Thank you, everybody, for watching. This video comes to you via our video team, which is led by Julio Barrientos and Luke Brooks. Thanks to everybody in the chat. Like we always say, the chat makes the conversation more interesting. We bring your points into the episode when we can. You remember stuff that we forget, and you just make us smarter. So thank you for being around. If you stuck around this long, you know that we live in a world of algorithms more than the average person. Rate the show on iTunes. Rate the show on Google Podcasts. Tell a few friends. Help us get that viral lift. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.